So last night, I was running through my streaming services and I was looking for something to watch. And I stumbled upon a horror movie that I had wanted to try in 2023. I wanted to give it a watch in 2023. I saw a couple trailers for it. I thought it looked genuinely creepy. And so I thought, well, you know, we should give this one a watch. But then it slipped out of mind, out of sight, all of that. And I never even thought about it again until last night when I was just wandering around trying to find something to watch. And I decided I was going to watch The Substance, but I realized it was 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I didn't have that kind of time. So I decided to watch the movie Cobweb. Now, Cobweb was released in 2023, and you might remember the trailers for this movie because there was this really creepy scene in the trailers. And it turns out, in my opinion, that's actually the creepiest scene in the movie. It doesn't really get scarier than that, in my opinion. Where this kid is laying in bed and he's looking down the hallway and he sees his mom with this menacing looking face and she runs at him and the lights go out and he's in bed and it's dark and he doesn't know. And then boom, you can hear her running though. They do this cool thing with the sound. I wonder if I can find the trailer, I'll put it in here. Gotta avoid copyright though, but I'll try to find that part and put it in. If not, I'll put a still in, of what that looks like. But either way, I saw that and I was interested. And then I watched the movie last night, and I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts about it. I think this is really, I think it was disappointing, ultimately, but we'll get into it. Before we do, thanks for watching this video, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott, and I review mostly horror content. We do talk a little wrestling. We do talk a few other things on this channel. If you're on my TikTok, welcome, first of all. I hope we don't get banned. But I do mostly horror content on my TikTok. So if you're finding this video there, welcome. If you're finding this video on my YouTube, welcome. Either way, glad to have you. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things that help us out on the channel because we're a growing boy and we need to eat. A growing boy needs to eat and a growing boy needs to be liked, shared, and subscribed to. Okay. Cobweb. So the premise of this movie is this little boy, sort of an outcast, finds a friend, befriends, I guess, something that is living inside of the walls at his house. Okay. Now this thing that lives inside, and I'm spoilers, by the way. I should warn you ahead of time. I don't think I can talk about this movie without spoiling it, so we're gonna go full spoilers on this one. So I apologize in advance. If you don't want spoilers to Cobweb, get out now. Get the heck out of here, okay? But anyways, so he befriends this thing in the wall, and this thing in the wall tells him that it is his sister. I am your sister, and your parents, they weren't happy with me, and so they locked me in their bedroom, and I have found my way inside the walls. And they've mistreated me as they're mistreating you. Yada, yada, yada. So he befriends this thing in the wall, and this thing in the wall is kind of telling him to do some really bad things.
All of his little flights of fancy, which is all this picture is. I do appreciate your concern, though.
The thing in the wall is telling him to get revenge on a bully at school, and so the kid pushes the bully down the stairs at school, severely injuring the bully. And then the thing in the wall tells him that he needs to stop his parents before they kill him, before they get him, like they did the thing inside the walls. And it says, hey, listen, go out in the garden and you're going to find something if you dig. And so he digs in the garden and he finds a skull. And that leads to him ultimately poisoning his parents and letting the thing in the wall out. And it turns out maybe not as all that was presented to the boy. The thing in the wall is a bit of a spider-human hybrid. Again, full spoilers, just please. And it is creepy looking. It is. But then the movie in the second half, really, maybe 3/4 of the way through, I guess I'll say. The movie divulges and goes in a completely different direction than the first 3/4 of the movie. So the first 3/4 of the movie is sort of moving at a certain pace. We are building very slowly to the climax. And then at the end of the film, boom, you get hit with this climax that happens very fast. The pace of the movie changes. The tone of the movie changes. It's just very interesting. The kid that he pushed down the stairs, his like cousins, break into the kid's house to get a little bit of revenge for them pushing their cousin down the steps. and they find themselves slaughtered by the spider creature that lived inside the walls. It's very interesting, very different. Um, Ultimately, my thoughts on the film, that's sort of the rundown of the movie, really. There's also this concerned teacher the whole time who's concerned about the boy's well-being. My thoughts on the film, and I'd like to cover the positives first. So what we'll do is we'll go the things I liked, the things I didn't like, and then ultimately we'll give this film a rating, which is screw, marry, or kill, which is my rating system. So the things I liked about the movie, I'm going to start with the atmosphere and the cinematography, because I did like that. I think that they did a really good job of creating an effective, scary atmosphere in this movie. Like, everything is sort of dark and dreary. The kid's bedroom looks really good. The whole setting of this film looks really good. Really good. And so I think they did a really good job in that regard in this film. It adds to the film. It really does. And it does make you feel sort of this sense of dread, which you feel the whole time. The performances in this movie are very good. They're very good. The actors do a very good job with what they are given. The kid, Peter, is played by Woody Norman. And I think that Woody Norman does most of the times, the worst actor in a movie are the kids in the movie. Let's just be honest. They're usually the thing that drags a movie down. But Woody Norman, I think, does a great job in this movie. I don't think he holds it back. I think he performs that role very well. I also think that Lizzie Kaplan, who plays the mom, Carol, and Anthony Starr, who plays the dad, Mark, they do a great job in their role too. Lizzie Kaplan, so incredible. You guys remember Castle Rock? You guys remember that show? Castle Rock season 2 was so good. Really, Castle Rock as a whole was such a good show. It's unfortunate that didn't get another season. And Lizzie Kaplan in season 2 of Castle Rock was just great. Just great. She nailed it. And she nails it here too. She's so good. And honestly, I don't want to shortchange Anthony Starr, who's great here too. They both just play very weird parents. And it does make you question them like the whole time. And they act weird. They do the thing very well. I don't know, but here's the thing. Okay. Those are the two things I'm going to say. Oh, by the way, the creatures is cool looking. And the gore is fine. The gore is fine. So that's what I got to say positively. Now, the biggest negative that I have with this movie, unfortunately, outweighs all of the positive. And that's because it's the most important aspect of a film. Like this film, what this movie does is it drops the ball in the area that matters the most, and that's story. This story doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. These parents are very weird. They're unexplainably weird. So they have this spider baby, and then they decide to put, this is the theory you're going on, 3/4 of the way through the movie. Okay, so 3/4 of the way through the movie, you're just sort of like, they had this spider baby, and they didn't like it because it was a spider baby. And so they put it in the walls because it's a spider baby. And so it lives in the walls. But then they also have this normal kid, and they kind of treat him like crap too. There's even a part where when he gets in trouble for pushing the kid down the stairs, the way they punish him is by chaining him up in the basement. So these people are completely unhinged. But I don't think the film did a very good job of explaining why these people are completely unhinged. I think it was because they were so afraid, but it doesn't do a good job. So 3/4 of the way through the movie, you're sitting here going, what the hell is wrong? There's no explanation for how these people are, how they are. And that honestly, I think ruined the movie for me. It's also slow and plotting. It takes a long time to ramp up the action. You're kind of bored. And the scariest things that happen in the movie, you see in the trailer. Always going to knock a movie for that, okay? Stop with putting this stuff in the trailer. Anyways, I want to do this in under 10 minutes, so I'm going to cut this part short. But what I'm going to say, I'm going to get to my rating system right now. Screw, marry, kill. In my opinion, kill it. Kill Cobweb. Look, great cinematography, great atmosphere, great performances, bad story, and that's going to kill your movie every time. If you don't have a good story, you don't have anything. You could have actors who could act their way out of a paper bag. If their story's bad, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So Cobweb has to be killed for the story. I'm sorry. I know people love this movie. I know it has a cult following, but in my opinion, we kill it. We don't like it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like Cobweb, let me have it in the comments. But I didn't. Have a good day, everybody.